All right. Well, good morning, Steve, and good morning to the other three guys there watching on YouTube. I'm live streaming here in Discord in case Zibo wants to join us. And I've got Mac and Paul with me for extra eyes. What a time. You can say that again. If I'm not even going to try and explain what happened and why it is, what it is, but we're going to quickly have a look at the pressurization system. Zibo just sent me a message that he thinks... Okay, he thinks that there is a pressurization problem, which I presume he means there's a problem with the code. So, okay, what we're going to do is I'm just going to continue. He says he can watch in 10 minutes, so he's not going to be with us like for 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically start it. It's going to be on video. You can always replay it, and he might actually give us another fix. So let's just start with the basics. I'm going to connect the GPU for power, and I'm going to connect the ASU. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is just get the general basics in place. Where we at? We want to be there. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Let's just do the basics, and then we're going to do the ASU start. Then we're going to keep our eye on all the dials and all the screens and see if we spot something that might not work. So we'll see just now. Okay, well, that won't work. Alright, so the first thing we're going to look at, and obviously I'm going to keep this screen open so that we can see the values change, and Zibo can keep an eye on that. The first thing that we see, obviously the ASU is running, so we've got a nice bit of duct pressure there. So effectively we should be able to start engine number 1, which is as easy as that. See, there's our first light that goes off. There's the second light that goes off. Now we're going to look for the 25% into as usual. We got both levers of the throttle is in idle. Okay. Right, these are 25, so we're going to start that up. Alright, so that engine is now started. Our duct pressure is basically where it was.
We've still got the air starter connected, haven't we?
Exactly, we're going to take it off just now, Mac. So we're going to get the ASU off, we're going to get the ground power off. We're running now on that one. Oh yeah, well, let's just put those on before somebody freaks out again. Alright, so we need to start engine number 2 now, so let's have a look at the overhead. Alright, so the duct pressure has now fallen, and
Right,
we're going to lift this.
Nico?
It's 115, 1.5.
Okay.
Okay, so I want it to be at about 35, so my throttle might also be not too fresh anymore, so there we go. That's about 35, right? Now if we look here, right, you see we're at N2 of 80%. For me that sounds a bit high. I don't know, I've got no way to measure that.
No, look at N1. N1 is the 150% I was on about.
Okay, alright, so that's 51 basically. Okay, yeah, so perfect. Then what we're going to do is we're going to hit that one. We see it's climbing. And what happened was with the previous attempt, the N2 stopped at 16, and that's why I know I had to now push more. You see, now it's going through. See, now it's at 18. Alright, so let's look at the top. Look how the duct pressure has come down. It's now at 25. So now we need to push it a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, so there we are now at roughly 30. And there we have it. You see, at approximately 82.6 now we've got enough to actually start.
important in that?
Well, there's your 55.
55, okay.
Yeah, it's gone to 56.2. It's like it's going up and down. It's coming down now.
Yeah.
All right, so while we've got the pressure, it actually is really coming down. No, it's going up again. See, okay, my noise on my throttle is probably also a problem. So there we go. Now we're starting. You won't believe it, my coffee is finished already. It was good. Alright, well, we can bring that one back. Now we're back to 50. Okay, so for what it's worth, we can start. We just have to put a little bit more extra juice in it. And in the interim, I didn't check the values over here because I don't know what it means. Zibo knows.
Right. Just out of interest, I was actually looking about pressurization and the minimum pressures there and the duct pressures. The minimum should be 18.
1.8.
Yes. Well, that was the data I was looking at.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it goes down to about 15 for us here.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Okay. Well, that is now the first thing we did. Okay. So we've tested the ASU basically. I just want to read his notes to me. Give me a second. ASU start. All right. Well, ASU start's done. Okay. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, Steve. It's a good idea that, but while we're busy, we're just gonna quickly go for a 1 or 2 extra starts. So now Zibo wants us to use the APU to start engine 1 and to start engine 2, and then to use the engine 1 to start engine 2. Well, that's what we just did. That's what we do with the ASU start. Okay.
Yeah.
So now the last 2 tests is just to start the engines with the APU. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so now you guys know we always or usually start engine 2 first, but in this instance, sorry, I'm yawning. It is late. It's way after midnight already. I'm going to start engine 1 first now. Then we're going to use engine 1 to start engine 2, switch everything off, then do APU start of engine 2. Alright, we didn't give it a minute. I just realized we should have given the APU like a minute before we started. Damn it. We might have to just wait for it to build up steam.
Yeah. What's the pressure at the moment and the duct pressure, Nico? Yeah, it's still not built up yet.
Yeah, it's about 25. Ah, we're getting there. Getting there. So we're basically going to just repeat what we did just now with the ASU, but now we've had the start with APU for number 1, and now we're going to give some thrust there. Down to 15. That's pretty consistent. Right, well, we had our starts like that, so yeah, we still got that. Let's just go back to ground power. Right, now we want to start engine 2 with the APU. 2 messages. Sorry, Zibo, try lower thrust, see that pressure. Okay, I'll do it again. Zibo, we had it a bit lower just before you arrived, and it didn't want to start. It stops the into short from where I gauge it, but we'll do it for you just now. Let's just restart it, and I'll show you. Hi Tracy, welcome. Yeah, it's been a while. Wow. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds to build up, and then we'll do that. And Zibo says, guys, I must look for 30 psi, so I must lower my thrust. Okay, now I think that's what we did earlier when it didn't want to start. So I'm going to try aim for 30 because I had it on 40 earlier. Then we'll see where that N2 and N1 stops. Dummy, it's too late. Yeah, hasn't built up enough steam yet. Idiot. Don't know why I touched that. I missed touching that. Okay, Zibo, here we go. So we're gonna push this up, you say, to 30 psi. I just need to make sure it gets stable because my throttle levers are not that fresh anymore. It's ever so slightly above 30. Trying to lower it. Damn it. Come on. Oh, this thing is it's not very precise anymore. Okay. That's just about 30.
Look who's come in. Hello, hello again.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh. Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, so.
Is it the last version?
Yeah, this is RC2.
Okay. What are we exactly looking for?
We are testing all the startup procedures where air is involved. So we're starting from the APU. We do an engine 1 start, engine 2 start. We're doing a crossbleed start at this point in time. I've done the ASU, but we're going to do it again because Zibo wasn't here.
Okay.
Okay, well, we didn't reach the 33% in one. We can try that. And then look at the duct pressure. So what we want to do is try again. Guys, you must help me. I'm really tired. Yeah, if you see me do something wrong, you must shout quickly.
I'm going to read a little quick bit out of from an FCOM, and I don't know whether it's still applicable to the current one. Normal start duty cycles, yes. Engine start. Verify that the N2 RPM increases when N1 rotation is seen and N2 is at 25%, or if 25% N2 is not possible at maximum motoring and a minimum of 20% N2, then you move your engine start lever to idle.
That I know, yeah.
So it should start as long as N2 is up to 20%.
Well, okay. I've been looking at the duct pressure now. That was my last test to make sure it's at 30. Alright. So one of the mistakes I made obviously is I left the APU on. That's why I switched it off and now we're doing it again. Zibo said I must make sure that N1 is about 33%. So I'm gonna do N1 first. Let's put N1 at 33%.
Why this number?
I don't know.
I mean, the reference from the supplementary procedure in the FCOM doesn't talk about a reference N1. It just talks about having a duct pressure of 30. In fact, when you go and start the engine, you actually need to increase slightly the thrust of engine number 1 to maintain the 30 psi. So
yeah, and
you have no...
So sorry, this is what I tried to do earlier, and the only way that I could get the PSI to stay up, okay, and it was to increase, the throttle.
That's what you do in the real one, eh?
Yeah, but now the thing is this, you know how it is. Now the boss comes around, he's watching me, and now the aircraft's behaving differently because I literally had to push the N2 to 80%. To actually get appropriate what's his name? So this is why we're repeating the test. So we get best out of 3 or 4 or whatever you want to call it. But Zibo is correct. There I had it at 30% or 33%, and it's starting on the crossbleed, whatever you want to call it.
But that's okay, yeah. Around.
Was that from 1 to 2 or 2 to 1, Nico?
1 to 2.
Right. The other time you did it from 2 to 1. Remember?
No, I never did it. Never from 2 to 1.
Well, after you did the first ASU start, you started number 2 first, didn't you?
I don't know. It's on video, Mac. It's too late for me to remember. I don't know.
Okay.
It's possible. The test in my eyes is complete. Zibo, I mean, it started. It's not like there's something not starting. It's working.
Looks good.
Yeah, it definitely works. Okay, so the only thing we haven't done yet is to start number 2 from the APU. So we can do that.
What do you mean start number 2 from the
engine number
like
2.
A normal start?
Yeah, a normal startup.
Okay, yeah, okay.
His instruction to me was to test the APU start on engine 1 and then on engine 2 and then to do the crossbleed start and then to test the ASU. So I started with the ASU.
Yeah, okay.
Zibo's typing. Okay, Zibo, we can do that now. So before we use that duct pressure, he says you can slowly raise the throttle lever from idle to full and watch duct pressure gauge. You will see our high stage valve open.
Yes, of course.
With engine running. Okay, let's go back. Just got to spool up again.
You're doing another crossbleed.
Well, I'm trying, but it's not going. So I just need to say, oh, you know why? No, it's not that. We want to do it from the engine. So now we don't have enough duct pressure. Look.
Of course. Isolation valve to close.
Sorry?
Isolation valve to close. Okay. Engine number 1 pack auto.
Yeah, you got your pack on, that's it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What will we do without you? Okay, but I'm still not getting...
Let me show the overhead panel. Show me the overhead panel. Okay, so we have the APU running, which...
We don't want to use the APU, we want to use crossbleed start.
Perfect. Yeah. So we have the generator 1 on bus. That's good. Yeah. Perfect. Now we need...
You've got the center in connect closed, Nico. It's not on auto or open.
Well, I just did what Sasso told me to do. So let him tell me what to do now.
It's okay. That one should be there. I'm just going by memory, but let me have a look at the supplementary procedure. So we go quickly from the reference directly. So generator went on. Engine number 1 accomplished as normal, and that's what we have. Now let's go in the FCOM.
I blew a fuse, I'm telling you.
System, no, supplementary procedure, engine, starting engine, crossbleed. Okay, so engine crossbleed start. before using blah blah blah. Engine bleed air switches on. So both bleed air switches on.
They are
APU
on.
bleed air, APU bleed off.
Off.
Back switches off.
Off.
Isolation valve switch, auto.
Yeah.
Now we need the needle to goes up. Engine thrust lever of the operating engine advance to have at least 30 psi.
Yeah, we have
Perfect.
40. We have 40.
Okay. And now start the non-operating engine. So start engine number 2. It is lower, It's normal. It is lower than a normal start.
Okay.
N2 is rising very, very slowly.
Well, it's stopped
when you do
now.
a Crossbleed start.
It's stopped now. That's what I'm saying.
What's your duct pressure now? Has it dropped off?
Yeah, it's gone below 30, so we need to lift it to 30. See, now it's around about 30, but now look where the N1 and N2 is. See, about 83. This is what we had in our previous test as well. It's like the N2 and the N1 is the requirement is too high. It needs too much to start, because otherwise you just don't get your 30 psi.
I have no reference, so there is no reference in the FCOM on how much it should be for an engine Crossbleed start, to be honest.
Oh, Zibo's typing. He'll give the next instruction then if he wants something different.
Now I was reading stuff on that.
And duct pressure goes back to 15.
And that, I think, is a little low. I was reading somewhere where the minimum duct pressure is 18. Hang on, I'll find that reference.
Oh, Zibo, in your hands now. What next? What do you want me to test next? We've done the ASU, we've done the Crossbleed, we've done the AP. Oh yeah, the only one I haven't done is the engine 2 start with APU. I haven't done that. Then when we've got both on, I need to advance it to watch that higher stage thing kick in. What do you call it? As you can see, high stage valve open. What are you doing? Shut up. Go away. We want this one. Right, so there's that engine. I'll put that on the bus, get rid of this guy. Alright, so what we want to do now is check that duct pressure. Now we move this one higher. Oops. Alright, let's start engine 2 from that side.
You're starting engine 1 from engine 2.
Yes.
No, he's wrong. I go maximum 40, no more than 40, and we have 30 psi. So there is something wrong there.
Yeah. I think Zibo is aware of it. He did warn me before I went live.
Yeah,
But he doesn't think it's
perfect.
going to work. I think the requirements here is a bit too high. You're right. It should
The
start.
requirements regarding N1, I'm talking about N1, is for sure less than 40 to get the and keep the 30 psi.
It's nice to see these values, all work at certain times and spool up and spool down. That's so cool. What do you call that? The high stage valve, open and close. There it's opened. Then you'll see it winds down there, it closes again. So cool, that ninth value. I presume, Zibo, that's the high stage valve, because that's the only one that opens and closes that I can see. It's so cool. When we bring the power back, there it opens again. See there? And then it closes. Same with that one, same. That's so cool. I have no idea what the hell that means, but it's cool. It looks pretty nice. Hello, Kent.
As I understand it, when you're revving the engine up, the 5th stage produces enough pressure that the 9th stage isn't needed, and so the valve closes at that stage. I think that's how it works.
Yeah, I think that's a logical explanation. It's like a steam pot. You've got your pressure valve. At some point, it just opens to get rid of that extra pressure, and then it closes again for the next one.
And engine 1 and engine 2 are showing 14.3, is it?
14.36. Yes.
And on your duct pressure, what's that? About the same?
Yeah. Yeah, just under
15.
Yeah. Let's move
So
this
that
thing.
seems to be correlating.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they go up at the same or there's any loss or.
There it opens. There it closes.
So what's the target duct pressure for Crossbleed?
30 psi.
Uh-huh. It settles to about that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's about 33. It's this
It's
bottom
interesting.
one.
So when you push the throttles, the actual engine pressure went up before the duct pressure, which I think is fabulous.
Yeah.
And then it settles down. So I also think it's fabulous that you can tell that Mac's reading now.
Yeah, he's quiet.
Because he's quiet.
Cheeky sods. I'm trying to find that reference to the minimum duct pressure.
Okay, well, look, I mean, it's not as if these things don't start. I think it's a refinement now of the numbers that needs to happen. We've started engine 1 and 2 from APU, 1 from 2, 2 from 1, and we've used the ASU to start these things.
And I definitely know that the later NGs and the Maxes, that duct pressure business works differently. There's an on-demand type thing involved.
Well, Mac, hats off to Zibo for figuring these things out.
Yeah, exactly. And I presume because we're talking about most NGs since 2004 or 2010, I'm presuming he's only going to model it on the latest.
Yeah, latest. It makes
configurations,
sense.
Yeah.
Would make sense.
And I don't have all the FCOMs he does. Or manuals or whatever.
Zibo's typing. Is he here in Discord with you guys? Because he's talking to me in private message. Okay. From another engine with ground power, both buses powered. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, he says I should try start engines from other engine with ground power, both buses powered. Okay. Ground power is on there. So we put on ground power. How do you put the buses on if you've only got ground power? I mean, it doesn't latch.
No, connect the ground power.
I did.
That's it. Done.
Okay, alright. If that's it, that's it. Okay. You should start engine from another engine with ground power with buses powered. Christer, we're in the development room. That's why you can't see us. Apologies. Okay. So both buses are now powered, but we don't have duct pressure. So do we use the ASU then to get the duct pressure, or do we use the APU to get the duct pressure?
Depends on what Zibo wanna test.
Zibo, which one? You want me to use the ASU again? Tim and TV, thanks for subscribing. Welcome. So right now we ain't got no duct pressure. Even with all the ground power and all, there is no duct pressure.
Of course, there is no air inside the aircraft. Pack photo. There is no APU. No
to start one engine. Zibo, can I use the look? I need duct pressure. That's the bottom line.
No, wait, Nico. We can have two options here.
Yeah.
Or we start with the A start unit.
Yeah.
Or we start using the APU bleed. We need one of the two to start at least one engine.
Okay, he says I can use any which one I want, so I'm gonna use the ASU.
Okay, good.
Because I can. Thank you, Zibo.
That's it. You got there the perfect. Good.
Okay, now just bear with me. I'm not as clever as you guys are. Okay, so now do I put this engine on the bus or do I keep ground power on the buses?
It depends. It depends on what Zibo wants.
Yeah, he says I must use the ground power and two buses powered. So that means I'm not going to now engage this.
Correct.
This is just as is.
Do not use the generator from the engine 1 IDG. Yes.
Okay.
Leave the ground power.
Then we're going to go to 33% in 1, which he gave earlier.
Okay.
My throttles are not very good, but there's 33.6. Okay?
Yeah.
Let's look at that duct pressure. That duct pressure is 40. Okay?
Good. Okay, it's rotating slowly, slower than normal, which is good. Good. Max motoring. Yeah.
It's coming down to 35. It's perfect.
It's perfect. It goes down when you put the start lever.
Of course, because it uses that pressure.
Normal. Correct.
What data ref tool are you using? I'm using the data ref editor. Christer says we must get outside and blow. Well, anyway, there you go. Both engines started, Zibo. Now try only with Gen 1, one bus powered. Okay,
so shut engine number 2.
One bus is now powered.
Correct. Wait. One bus is, yes, because we have no APU, correct.
Well, it just needs to spool down.
But wait, Nico. You
What?
need to remove the A start unit. Yes. This was a mistake before, huh? Wait. Redo it, as the one you did just now. Redo it because we forgot to remove the A start unit. You will never ever
Start
do
the
a
engine.
Crossbleed start with the A start unit connected.
All right. Okay. Good. Thank you
Yeah.
for catching
So-
that. Okay, Zibo, we're gonna
so-
try again.
So we have only the ground power on the bus. Perfect. Now we want the engine number 1 is already on,
Running,
so it's
yes.
fine. Now A start unit is off.
Yes. It's
Now
gone.
we do the Crossbleed start. So advance the thrust lever on engine number 1 to 33. Let's see what that pressure we have. In fact, I was like, 40, that's very good. Because you have also the help of the A start unit.
Yeah. I
That's
get what
why.
you mean. I get what you mean.
We should get less now. Not for sure, not 40. Unless the wind is very strong in front of us.
Yes, I just touched this freaking thing and then it jumps. Come on, stay at 33 now. Okay. So there you go. Okay, yeah, now you can see the difference. Look, now we've got barely 30. We're about
that's good.
33%. Okay.
That's fine. All right, now let's start it. Good. Perfect. Good. He's going fine. When he's above 15, he's going fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, start the lever. When you do a Crossbleed start, you can call max motoring at around 22% of N2. You don't need to really wait 25, especially in gusty wind situation, when maybe the core is rotating against the wind as well. It depends how you push. In fact, sometimes the flight crew training manual said, try to avoid a Crossbleed start in a tailwind situation.
Yeah,
In other words, when the wind is basically blowing against the rotation of the engine.
Yeah. Okay, Zibo, so that concludes that previous test. Thank you, Sasso, for spotting that. So now we're moving on to Gen 1 is now on. Okay, we're going to kill
Correct.
engine 2.
Perfect. A start unit is still off. That's fine.
Yeah, it's gone. We're at 14 something. Where is that reading? 14.349. 14.349. Okay, so now I'm going to push this up to 30. Try and get it stable there. $33 psi. Should be good enough.
I found the reference that I'm reading from, and it's from the B737 org UK, and I don't know whether it's not stating that it's particular to one particular classic NG or whatever. The pneumatic system can be supplied by engine's AP or ground source. The manifold is normally split by the isolation valve, with the isolation valve switch in auto. The isolation valve will open when an engine bleed, air or pack switch is selected off. The minimum pneumatic duct pressure with anti-ice off for normal operation is 18 psi.
Gotcha. Well, we've got a smart start. They both on Zibo. This worked.
On the Max, the pneumatic bleed air system now has an electronic controller. This allows the aircraft to digitally tune the amount of air that is needed in whatever flight regime you're in. This is different to the previous all or nothing system, which would often take more bleed air from the engines than necessary, thereby reducing performance.
Alright, so eventually, with a very tired mind and body and soul, we did it. Zibo says great.
Aha!
What? Did you win the lotto?
No, I said great.
Okay.
We won a Crossbleed thirst.
Yeah, we did it. We did it. We did it.
So why earlier you had used a lot of N1?
I don't know. Can't tell you. I had
No, I don't know either.
it happened 3 times where I had to push it like very far, 55% in one, to get enough duct pressure.
Did you definitely have the power packs, Nico? I can't remember.
I probably didn't know.
In that case, that would be the reason.
Yeah,
behind
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why Zibo insisted I go and switch them on. Well, it just shows you the system depth. I mean, shibbit. Huh? Am I talking nonsense? I mean, to have
I'll go
even
back
that
and
modeled. Wow.
I'll report in the morning, but I'll go back and replay this video afterwards, and I'll let you know the answer if that was the reason why, Nico.
No problem.
It was also interesting that when you still had the ASU connected, when you shouldn't have done, the engine 1 PSI was reading 0, even though the engine was running.
Oh, really?
So perhaps there's a clever valve in there as well.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I didn't notice that, Paul. I'll have a look at that as well.
Yeah, do.
What? Sorry, Paul?
On the data ref thing there, the engine 1 PSI was reading 0 when the ASU was connected mistakenly. The one that you caught, you know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And when it was disconnected, it was reading what the engine was putting out rather than... So there must have been a valve closed or something.
That's 2 things we'll check out then, because that would be an error, wouldn't it?
No, it's the pack. It's the pack, gents. It's the air conditioning system, basically.
No, I was talking about that 0 pressure in the engine that had when you had the ASU running.
Okay.
I'll go back and watch your video, Nico, and I'll let you get off when you're finished.
Well, I'm done if Zibo is done. Zibo, are we done?
Now you've got to do it all again, standing on one leg.
Well, Paul, I'm glad you give me the assignment. If it was Uncle John, he would have said I should stand on my head and whistle Dixie while I'm doing it.
This is my territory, sitting in a cockpit doing all these sort of checks. Paul mentioned something earlier, Sato, and it's to do with the modulating valve that controls the 9th stage bleed air, and that was that after the
You're very muffled there, Mac.
After the layup that you've had through the coronavirus virus problems, they've had a couple of failures of the valve, wasn't it, Paul, or something?
Yeah, apparently the valve was stuck one way or the other, so that at low N2, the 9th stage was blowing back through the 5th.
Wow.
In the wrong
That
direction.
can cause an engine failure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
That is straight an engine failure.
Yeah, they discovered it and had to get all the valves checked out.
Oh yeah, there was an urgent memo by Boeing sent to all the engineering to check the bleed valve. That was exactly for this problem, because the valve was not closing when appropriate, stopping this back pressure basically.
Okay, gents, Zibo says good night to everybody and thank you for everybody's help in doing this. He says he is satisfied and happy with the test, so we can go sleep.
Excellent.
Thank you, Zibo.
Wonderful.
Brilliant work yet again.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Right. Guys on YouTube, please have a good sleep as well. Yeah, go have a good night. We'll talk sometime in the morning. I might not be as early as I planned in my flight roster because I need my sleep as well. But we'll talk in the morning and then we go fly again. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.